So much for another week. I look forward to seeing you next week on Purple Politics. This is Alina Gonzalez Dockery wishing you a phenomenal weekend.
This has been a Now Media Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.
Sorry, Gustavo. Sorry, Scott.
Broadcasting live from Houston, from the space city to the world, you are watching Now Media Television.
Hey, welcome to Biz Talk TV. I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager, and I'm telling you, I'm so excited about today's show. It's going to be awesome. One of the things we're going to focus on a little bit today is persistency and consistency. It's the importance about taking your business in the long haul. You have got to be persistent in what you do, and you got to be consistent as well. You know, this last weekend we were out tuna fishing, and this is what we do. And day one was kind of slow, and we were very persistent. Day two, we went and did the exact same thing. Day two, we crushed it. We were very consistent. We went back and did the same thing, the same way, in the same place, because we knew that the results were there. We weren't going to change. We weren't going to do something. We weren't going to turn on a dime. Have you ever worked for that business owner that every 2 weeks he's going to change what you do? You haven't even gotten good at what you've been doing to even figure out if it's actually going to work or not. You know, we were fishing with expert guides, and they knew this was going to happen. They said, hey, that's why they call it fishing, not catching. And that's what we've got to do. So we're going to bring you some good ideas, some good insight today. So don't go anywhere. I'm Michael Rager. We're here on Now Media Television. We're going to be back with more Biz Talk TV. Hey, this is Michael Rager, your business guide, and we're back with more Biz Talk TV. We got some cool new guests. I just can't wait to, this is that old guy talking cool stuff. But Generation Y, we got Marcus and Jordan. How are you guys doing today?
Good, man. How are you doing this morning?
We are man, I'm telling you, like I just said, man, I was fishing this weekend. I got a whole bunch of fish. I'm going to eat healthy. My body's going to be a mess. It's not going to know what to do with me. I'm telling you, it's going to be great. All right, so you guys got something really, really interesting going on. Tell us, why did you guys start Generation Y?
Yeah, man, Generation Y, WHY, we started this thing in 2017. 2017, Oklahoma, our state that we live in, went from 32nd to the third leading state in the nation for teen suicide. And we're like, you know, what better way to, impact and, make a difference within these students. And so honestly, I had a whole lot of friends that are super talented, brought them all together, and they all had the same heart, man. We wanted to impact these students and meet them where they're at. And where they're at is at the school, like 80% of their life. And so like we want to be able to meet them where they're at and then provide them with an experience that they're able to now feel safe in, they're ready to feel open up in, and then have just these walls breaking down. And that's what we're trying to do is, shift the stigma of mental health. And we're ready to do that. And we've been doing it for the past 6 years, and we've been able to impact 135,000 students live. We service 20,000 students a year. And so, man, it's been an amazing time. We've been evolving over the past 6 years. And it's been beautiful. We travel all over the nation and providing these students with an experience that they are ready to receive purpose. So,
well, what's the most rewarding thing about what you guys do? It's got to be, really important to make you guys feel really good when you impact somebody, in a positive way.
Man, it's a couple of things. The first of which is watching kids' lives change, like kids who are wanting to throw in the towel, who haven't had a safe place to be able to speak, or who haven't been able to really open up their hearts to anyone watching that light bulb go off, to realize that not only do they have a purpose, that their life matters, that the pain and the trauma that they went through, they're not defined by it. The adversity they went through, they're not defined by it. And just watching them come alive again, and knowing that we are on the front lines of saving lives of these impactful future leaders of our country, man. And nothing feels better than when that kid says, I don't need my notes anymore. Or when that kid says, I know that I can continue to live because of what you've been able to give us.
So there's a lot of positive. There's got to be some negative. How do you guys handle that? And how do you guys flip it? Because that's got to be the most important thing you guys do, is take that negative and show how to become positive.
Man, I mean, these kids are surrounded by negativity all the time, whether they go home to it, whether they are on social media from it, or they see it in the hallways, or just cultures of schools and stuff like that. Like, they are constantly surrounded by gossip, negativity, anxiety, depression, anything that can bog them down. And so, like, that's the only negative that we've experienced. But whenever we come in, man, we have curated this team that is literally able to break down any negative walls, any barriers that these students, even teachers are dealing with. We're talking about mental health. We're talking about purpose. There's a lot of people that we talk to, and it doesn't matter about age, but we see students and teachers alike break down these walls and be like, man, I'm actually dealing with some things myself, and I haven't been able to talk about it. Thank you for creating this type of space for me to feel free. And so that's the positive about it, man. Like, there's students that'll even, come up to you and hand you suicide notes, and they'll be like, because you were here today, I can be here tomorrow. So it's the most rewarding thing.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you that feeling. I was actually holding a group coaching thing a few years ago, and I had a guy that was suffering from PTSD, older guy, and he came in and he goes, hey man, I know I was meant to be here. And I said, why? He said, because I put one in the chamber and I shot and it didn't go off. I put another one in, shot it, and didn't go off. I knew I had to be here. So it was like, wow. Man, it just makes you, it just humbles you to the point. Yeah. So you guys go in, you do these great assemblies, right? And what's the next step? Where do you guys go inspire and motivate? How does Generation Y move, down the road to help these kids?
So I'm so glad you asked the question, because we know as much as the impact we're able to make, we want to be able to leave lasting fruit for lasting change. So we have recently developed a curriculum, and we are now taking this curriculum into the school. So the first touch point is the all school assembly, where we just go crazy in front of anywhere from 500 to 2,000 kids. And then after that, now we will go in and be there weekly. And in this room, we are running this leadership development and purpose curriculum that helps them pursue their purpose, realize that they have purpose, and to give them opportunities to actually take the lead on pursuing that purpose and helping those around them pursue their purpose. So once they're connected to purpose, everything changes. You lose that side that says you're not enough, or you want to throw in the towel, where you struggle with life. So once we get this off the ground, the goal is to roll this out to schools all over the nation and have leaders equipped and trained to go in and to run this in schools everywhere.
Man, it's amazing. You guys really got to connect with my friends Mark Cole and John Maxwell. And it's just what they built there, the John Maxwell team, and going in. And, I think John's original goal was to invest in and train 1 million leaders worldwide. And it just seems like that's what you guys want to do in schools, because it's so important. I remember when I was in school, I got bullied, I got beat up, I got shoved in lockers, thrown in swamps, all kind of good stuff, and somebody needs to hear it. I didn't have a bad life at home, but in school, man, it was rough. How do you guys go ahead and impact those kids? You do the first thing. Here it is. Somebody's struggling. Now I need to get you the curriculum. I need to get you this. How quickly can you get it going, and how quickly, or what other resources do you have, quickly to get them somewhere? Because I'm sure you got them.
Yeah, so we actually have partners. We're based out of Oklahoma, so we partner with 988 Oklahoma, but also 988 Global, which is the mental health crisis hotline where people can reach. So we point them to immediate resources that they can have on the spot, but we also are a part of this generation. And so we're huge on social media. So shameless plug, you can find us at gnwy.co. And there we're creating content every single day that is geared toward healing, that's geared toward producing hope, that's geared toward helping them pursue their purpose, and is also a resource that they can also reach out to us and we can have conversations. So we've had conversations there. We've referred them and partnered them with local partners in their communities or counselors from their schools. And so really been able to have a life-saving effort through our social media.
And even with the whole curriculum and everything, like we have the curriculum that's going to be, digitally produced, so it could be, mass sent out and everything like that. And so our goal is to be able to get these Gen Y classes into each school all over the nation. So the digital can go in ASAP, but then we want to be able to help curate a class for schools all over. So kids are looking forward to go to school now. So these kids are feeling safe about the environment that they're going to. Gen Y can legit bring a experience to the atmosphere of the school, but now we want to be able to help change the culture of the school, because if we could change the culture, then we can change the conversation around either mental health or bullying, suicide, all this kind of stuff, and make it at least more digestible, so that we can actually know the right terms. We can actually talk about it in a more relatable way, not some big monster that we're looking at. We want to be able to get these kids talking about it in a more like, I understand these things a lot better.
No, it's awesome because it's just so, I'm grateful to see somebody that's putting stuff out on social media that's actually positive and uplifting versus how to be the biggest idiot on TV. You see guys like Paul, the guy that's a box, he just went out to be the biggest idiot in the world and people emulate them. And it's just like, I want people to emulate you guys. You guys are making positive change and stuff going out there. So what motivated you to get in this? We got about 3 minutes left. What motivated you to start this?
Man, we started it. I started this whole thing with my friends in 2017, and it's due to my personal story. I attempted suicide twice whenever I was a freshman in college. I know we don't got too much time, but there was a situation whenever, out of the second time, a year later, I found out that one of my good, popular friends in high school, whenever I was a sophomore in college, he actually ended up taking his life as well. And it hit me so hard because he actually messaged me on Facebook about 2 months before that. And I never messaged him back. And so for some reason, hearing his story caused a sense of urgency, a sense of burden to be able to, take 30 seconds out of our day to actually acknowledge that somebody is here. And then the statistic hit with Oklahoma. And then I put 2 and 2 together and I was like, let's meet these kids where they're at. And now let's, instead of, these 30 seconds, let's make a one heck of a, experience for these students, because they deserve it. Nobody's going out here providing this type of experience for these kids. Let's make them feel important. Let's give them a voice. Let's give them a purpose. Let's give them a life worth living and let them feel free, man. And so, so that was the whole story of bringing this whole thing together. That's how it was orchestrated. It was built out of a sense of urgency and purpose. And that's why we call it Generation Y, WHY. So.
Yeah. And I'll say quickly, Jordan's a longtime brother of mine, and I actually made some waves in a personal and professional development arena. And so I've been able to impact a lot of people all over the world, award-winning speaker. But here's the one thing I know to be true. Life is hard, and life is hard for us all. And we can pretend like it's not. When you talk about Biz Talk, we live in a post-COVID economy where a lot of people are struggling. Inflation rates, all these things are driving people up a wall. And so no one wants to acknowledge that my mind and my heart is really not okay. I'm trying to figure out how to level up, how to maximize my potential, how to pursue my purpose, how to grow my business, but I don't feel okay. My kids are struggling, my family's struggling. We're trying to figure out how to advance and grow. And so I said, I want to join forces with something that matters and come alongside this team and say, let's be advocates. Let's be on the front line. Let's just help people. Let's create positivity. Let's combat the negativity, because at the end of the day, people matter. You matter. The individual matters. And so we're saying, not on our watch. Your life matters too much for us to allow you to end it all.
Yeah, I know. My mentor, he had 2 people in his family commit suicide, and he decided he was going to teach business owners how to make money, because here's what he says. He says, marriages don't end because lack of love, they end because of lack of money. And when you get to that point, that's what happens. So I applaud you guys for what you're doing. I want to definitely stay in touch. I think I got a lot of resources of people that I can push you in charge of, or around you, to get nationwide, probably faster than you guys ever think. So thank you so much for coming on. We're looking forward to staying in touch, and I can't wait to have some of that swag to wear. It's gonna look, it'll look nowhere near as cool on me. But you guys are awesome.
We'll
I'm
get it
Michael
for you,
Rager,
Michael. We
your
appreciate
business
the time,
guide here
man.
on Biz Talk TV. We're gonna be back with more right after this.
My name is Andrew Glisson. Over the past 4 years, I've built a portfolio of over 200 single-family rental properties that generate over $200,000 a month in income. I've put together a 6-step formula to help you consistently acquire rental properties that cash flow $250,000 or more a month and have $30,000 or more of equity built into them. This includes starting right, becoming bankable, buying right, renovating right, exit strategies, property management, and many more modules. Best of all, if you're not totally blown away by the content, we offer a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. If you're ready to build generational wealth for you and your family, look me up at sfruniversity.com.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
The best bilingual news, business talk, and technology content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are watching NowMedia Television, the first bilingual media network in the United States.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
The best bilingual news, business talk, and technology content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are watching NowMedia Television, the first bilingual media network in the United States.
Todos quieren boletos de avión baratos, pero ¿dónde los encuentras? Llamando a Vuelos y Más. Sus precios vienen directamente de las aerolíneas y son tan bajos que no los vas a encontrar publicados en ningún otro sitio. Nos especializamos en garantizarles los boletos de avión más baratos, con descuentos en habitaciones de hotel, alquiler de carros y grandes ofertas en paquetes para cualquier lugar del mundo. No importa su destino, podemos ayudarle.
Gracias, Vuelos y Más.
¿Qué espera? ¡Llame ya!
Hey, welcome back to Biz Talk TV. I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager. We got a new guest with us today, April Diamond. April, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you today? Great to be with you.
I'm awesome. You're a lady of many talents. So, you know, TED Talk, recording artist. How'd that start?
It started in my little church with my grandmother playing the organ, telling me sing, baby girl sing, and it just kind of skyrocketed from there. I always loved to sing as a kid, and I was always afraid of it. And my grandmother, you know, I grew up singing in the little church and the choirs and that kind of thing. And she knew that that's what I was meant to do, and I was just scared to death. And finally, after years of her hounding me, I sang my first solo in church. And from there, I continued on in my life and made some records. I've charted Billboard hits. I'm writing a book on my vocal training system. I've been training singers for the last 10 plus years, seeing not only myself, but other singers as well be successful at what they do. So I'm blessed. I absolutely love what I do. And there's more exciting things coming, a TED Talk. And beyond. So,
So tell us about the TED Talk. What are you going to be talking about, and when are you going to be on?
Yeah, so the TED Talk, I'm going out to St. George to record that next month. I'm not exactly sure when they release it, but I'm so honored and excited to be able to do that. I'm going to be talking about how you can learn to love the sound of your voice. A lot of people that I train, in fact, most of them come to me and say, April, I don't like the sound of my voice. And it's not just singing, but speaking, because I'm a singing coach and a vocal coach for speakers. And it was kind of a journey for me to learn my voice training system is called Let the Voice Out. It was a journey for me to teach them how to let their voice out, right? Because there's something about learning to love the sound of your voice in every area that makes you more powerful and makes you more confident. And I know for me, starting as a singer, and then I wound up speaking and teaching and that kind of thing on those platforms, I said, wow, this is powerful. When I would work with somebody and see the point from where they were just afraid to make a peep to the point where they're standing up in front of thousands of people speaking and singing, and it's like a whole new person is there. So it's the freedom and it's the ability that people get from it, that they feel so empowered. It's like all those things that they wish they could do, that they thought they could never do, suddenly they can. It helps melt the fear and the inhibition to get up in front of people, and it's powerful. It works better than I once thought. So I'm super excited about it, and I think that the world's going to love the talk about learning how to love the sound of your voice and improving
Well, that'd be awesome. I know in my Midwestern Detroit accent squeaks out every once in a while. I get it. I get it. I've been all around the U.S. and I've spent a lot of time, and I'll get different little accents that come out, and it's not good. I'm telling you, I'm going to need you to train me, so you can get me there.
You know what? That's a really good point. A lot of people ask me about the accent thing, and it's like, people usually ask me, how do I get rid of the accent? And the thing is you don't have to get rid of it. You just have to manage it, right? So you manage your accent to the point where you feel like you have more control of the way that you speak to the world and to people, and you feel like that you're being understood, because really, those little squeaks and things that you hear sometimes, those things are connected to like emotions and different parts of your life, of where you have come from. It's really interesting, the dynamic between making the sounds in your voice to your life experience. That's really what that's really what it comes down to. And as you explore that and you unpack that, you start to feel a lot more confident. And using your accent is okay, just being clearer on certain words. It's like the communication deepens, right? And suddenly people that are just kind of staring at you like, okay, I see what their person is saying. And then suddenly when it becomes more elevated speech and it's more clear, they're like, oh, now I get what they're saying. There's something about that where it clicks. You know what I mean? You've probably noticed that, when you've talked to people, something clicks, right?
Yeah, I hear it when I watch my tapes. When it comes back, I don't hear it when I'm speaking. When I watch it, I say, oh my gosh, that came out of me? Ooh, we're back to Detroit again. Talking about you guys.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. And the thing is, too, is a lot of people are afraid of the way that they sound. They don't like those sounds. But here's the thing. Every sound that your voice makes has a purpose and a place. Like, you can use it for something. And so many people can, like, you don't know what you can do. The voice is a powerful instrument of sound. And your voice can do incredible things. You can make characters. You can stand in front of people and express. You can do what you do on camera, which a lot of people are totally afraid to do. So good for you for doing that. Some people would absolutely love to do what you do. It's just that they're afraid. So I help people remove that and empower them with their voices and take all those weird sounds and make that their greatness, because that's really what it is.
Well, that's awesome. What happens here when you get on camera is our whole crew has a tendency not to tell me what we're talking about until 11 o'clock Wednesday night. And so now they think I got to be brilliant in my sleep to come up here so we can do what we do. So, so tell us about your new book. What's your new book going to be about, and when's it going to be available?
So I plan to have that available at the end of October, just before looking for the first week of November. It's learning how to love. The working title is Learn to Love the Sound of Your Voice and Use It, which is kind of a long title, but it communicates to the point where I want to communicate to people that don't think that their voice can go beyond what it does now. I don't like the sound of my voice, April. I don't want to. These are the things I hear. I don't want to listen to myself on a microphone. I don't want to listen to myself recorded. I don't like how I sound. So I teach them to finally like bear down and listen. Start listening to yourself. You can do this. You just have to understand better what you sound like. So here's the key. Here's the key. The truth is we don't really know what we really sound like. You do because you're recording yourself every day. So you hear your voice, right? So people that don't do that, when they hear themselves, you know, randomly or occasionally, they go, oh, that's weird. Something sounds wrong. My voice sounds weird. I think we've all felt that, you know, just a little bit.
So what about the album? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you out there. So what about the album? What's the album's the genre, and what's it going to be about? When's that available?
Oh, the album, yes. So that album will be out before the end of the year. I have a new single I'm releasing. It's called I Got a Secret, and it's just coming out literally today, like in the next week. So you guys are the first to hear about it. And I also have a single called Feel So Good that's about to hit the radio. I've heard it's playing on some radio stations around the country. What you're watching right here is I Got the Music in Me. That song is a remake of the 1974 hit of Kiki D's I Got the Music in Me. And I included a high school show choir, some of those kids I trained. And that song went to national radio and stayed on 8 national new music radio charts for 24 weeks. And as an independent artist, that's never happened.
Nice.
And they told me it would have kept going. So I'm really, you know, I think the part of the, and I loved hearing your guests before me talking about the kids. Like I've done a lot of things like that, spending some time performing for the kids and encouraging them. And we have at my record label, we have a new nonprofit called We Are One Concerts, which you'd probably be really interested in. But the kids, the show choir, this is the #1 show choir in the country. They performed with me, and it was just amazing. Radio loved it.
Right.
So hopefully we'll see more of that.
Awesome. So so we got to get ready here to wrap things up. Where do people find you? Where do they find you? Social media, Spotify, all that. How do they find you?
Yes, you can go to aprildiamond.com and find everything April Diamond. I do a live hosting, Live with April Diamond on Instagram specifically. So go to IG at April Diamond Music, go to Spotify April Diamond. You can listen to all the new releases that are coming out, and shoot me a message, say hello. I have this little thing where I like to talk to my followers. I call it my follower family. You know, I really like to get to know my people, and it's a lot of fun. I love it. I love to get to know people one-on-one as much as I possibly can. And my music is something that's to be shared. I'd like people to be able to listen in their car and to be able to sing and have a good time. It's feel-good, fun music.
Well, that's awesome, April. Thank you so much for coming on. I can't wait. We're going to go check you out on the way home and see what we like. I know that song, man. That's back when I was young. So
yeah.
You know, I should know the words, right?
Yeah. And the next one you guys are going to be hearing is Feel So Good. So that's the next new one. That video is dropping just in a couple of weeks. And along with, so I'll have 2 singles out, Feel So Good, which you'll hear, and then I Got a Secret.
All right, we're looking forward to it.
Brand new one.
All right, April. Well, thanks a lot. We appreciate it. Hope to see you. Hope you you know, keep the success going, and good luck on that TED Talk. Good luck on that book. Good luck on the album, and you go out and just crush it. All right.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right, I'm Michael Rager, your business guide here on Biz Talk TV. We'll be back with more NowMedia Television right after this.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
The best bilingual news, business talk, and technology content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are watching NowMedia Television, the first bilingual media network in the United States.
Todos quieren boletos de avión baratos, pero ¿dónde los encuentras? Llamando a Vuelos y Más. Sus precios vienen directamente de las aerolíneas y son tan bajos que no los vas a encontrar publicados en ningún otro sitio. Nos especializamos en garantizarles los boletos de avión más baratos, con descuentos en habitaciones de hotel, alquiler de carros y grandes ofertas en paquetes para cualquier lugar del mundo. No importa su destino, podemos ayudarle.
Gracias, Vuelos y Más.
¿Qué espera? Llame ya.
My name is Andrew Glisson. Over the past 4 years, I've built a portfolio of over 200 single-family rental properties that generate over $200,000 a month in income. I've put together a 6-step formula to help you consistently acquire rental properties that cash flow $250,000 or more a month and have $30,000 or more of equity built into them. This includes starting right, becoming bankable, buying right, renovating right, exit strategies, property management, and many more modules. Best of all, if you're not totally blown away by the content, we offer a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. If you're ready to build generational wealth for you and your family, look me up at sfruniversity.com.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
The best bilingual news, business talk, and technology content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are watching NowMedia Television, the first bilingual media network in the United States.
Hey, welcome back to Biz Talk TV. I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager, and she's here, my favorite redhead, Katrin Becker. Katrin, how are you today?
I'm fabulous, Michael. It's always a pleasure to be here.
I know, after you were just picking on me off camera. I mean, that was classic. I gotta love it. So we're going to talk a little bit about communication styles. I'm not even going into there where we were talking about before because I think you were so correct. Let's talk about communication styles. I want to go left brain, right brain, and how as leaders do we need to take that into consideration when we communicate with our team?
It's really super duper important, and there's so many different personality assessments and communication style assessments and different things that break it into like multiple quadrants. But if we look at it at the highest level, we're separating it into the left brain and into the right brain. And to kind of make sure that everyone knows what that means and to level set a little bit, the left brain thinkers tend to be much more analytical, much more methodical, and less emotion driven, where those who are more right brain really come more from the emotional side of things. It's a lot less linear, taking swoops and turns, and can be thought of as being more on the creative side is another way to think of it. But what I found really interesting and why I wanted to talk about this is a week or so ago, I was at a conference with 700 different people, and they all were students of this person putting on the event who talks about left brain thinkers and right brain thinkers all the time and how you need to adjust your style and who you're dealing with to each one of these people. And so I did a little experiment because I went and intentionally met new people every time. Like I sat in a different place in the morning versus the evening, different lunches and dinners, like really trying to expand my network and talking to people. And in this experiment, I asked them at the end, so based on our conversation, based on our action, what do you think I am? Do you think I'm a left brainer or a right brainer? And what I was finding is that the people were recognizing in themselves things they saw in me. So if that person was a left brain thinker, they would think I was a left brain thinker. And if they were a right brain thinker, they would think I was a right brain thinker. So it was just really interesting to see that people that know the difference and think in those terms still weren't able to identify the kind of differences between the two. And so it was a really fascinating sort of thought experiment, and something that I think is really important for business owners and team leaders and managers and supervisors to not ascribe their own personal traits to that of their team.
Well, You know, I was talking to a guest earlier today. I was listening to a thing on leadership landmines, and you could step on a landmine there, can't you? If you make that assumption, you know, if you assume, we know what that means, right?
Yes, we all know what assuming means, and you can step on landmines. You can end up saying the wrong thing and getting people into situations where they don't necessarily feel comfortable in there. So what I would really encourage everyone to do is to take a step back and really look at their team and at their people. And this can even go to the customers and your clients, you know, the people that you're serving, because it's all about communication and how we interact with somebody. And it can be as simple as small language changes. Like, for instance, when I'm working with clients, like if I can identify that that person is a left brain thinker, I will ask them, what do you think about a certain topic? I will use the word think because that is their main mode of communicating. And if it's a right brain thinker, I'll say, what do you feel? Or how do you feel about this? Because they come from a more emotional place. So it's really about identifying the other person. And I want to make sure that everyone I'm interacting with feels seen and heard. And those slight changes in language can really bring that bond closer. So if you're in a place where you need to build rapport very quickly, it's a really great skill to have.
Well, how do I do that without just sitting there in this conversation looking at you? Because I think one of the things that people, they make the biggest mistake is they listen to respond, not
Yes.
listen to hear. And now I'm kind of like going, okay, I got to listen to hear, but I also got to listen to respond because I don't want to tick you off, or I don't want to make it uncomfortable in this communication. How do we do that?
A really great trick for that, especially if it's your natural inclination to listen to respond first, is one trick that you can do is intentionally listen to hear. And then when the person, it's your turn to speak, you can repeat back what it is that you heard. And while you're saying that, you're going to increase the level of connection that you have with the other person, because they're going to feel like, oh my gosh, they were really listening. And then that few moments that you're taking gives you time to think about, okay, now how would I going to respond to this? Because you've already heard it twice now.
Well, you're already assuming that I can, you know, walk and chew gum at the same time, and get through there. But it really is, as leaders in getting into where we gotta go, we've got to be able to take this into consideration. And I think we get in the landmine as leaders is we try to respond sometimes like we're responding to us. And I've always been told you got to become a chameleon as where you're going. You got to be able to blend into not the surroundings, but the person you're communicating with, their surroundings and what they feel, they think, and how they react. How do you do you agree with that? Do you don't agree with that? How do you look at that as a leadership style?
I completely agree with it, but here's where it gets a little bit sticky, because there's such a fine line between authenticity and coming, you know, as your authentic self. And so a lot of times that can be misinterpreted as I need to be me, but it's being so rooted in yourself that, and you think of it as roots, that you're able to bend to where the other person needs to be without losing who you are intrinsically. I know for me that it's something that I've struggled with, because I'm very good at being adaptable. So my adaptability is both my greatest strength and my greatest weakness, because I was able to adapt so easily and go with the flow that I would lose my sense of self and who I was, because I could just, you know, be the chameleon and merge into every situation. So it's a balance in having that rootedness in who you are, and then being able to bend rather than go with the flow.
Now that's amazing, and you know, kind of going in there. So can you give us another communication tip or two for leaders out there that are looking to grow? You know, let's stay internal. I need to communicate with my team. How do I make sure I communicate internally with my team to make sure I'm heard and they're heard? Because there's times that we need to be forceful. We need to do this. We got to make sure that they understand what's going on. How do we do that correctly?
So much of the communication that we send out is usually in email form, and that's not going to be the most effective way to reach all of your people. So it's good to have a good blend of your communication style. You know, yes, coming in email is going to be great. You're going to get the message out there. But as a leader, maybe get on Zoom and just record yourself doing a quick video message, because there's going to be those people that are going to relate much more strongly to you through video than they are through the written form. And so that allows you to have greater connection with those people. And the other thing that I would mention that's really going to help is the beauty of recognition. Most people want to be recognized. We want to be seen. And as a leader, you can take just 3 minutes to write a handwritten note to someone of just thanking them, of recognizing something that they've done. And it's the small things that we want to recognize. The big things already are going to get recognition, but when you can recognize someone for the small things, that is going to go so far to improving the culture of your team.
Yeah, I think the important thing you said is using Loom or something like that to go ahead and record short messages, because the one place I see people getting in trouble with via email and text is there's no emotion with it. We can't see it. We don't know that the emotion that it was written in, and we need to go through. And I think that's an important thing that we can do, and we can communicate that through a Loom or Zoom, that type of thing, and using that technology. So, Kat, if people want to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
The best way is through my website. It's www.optimizewe.com. You can see all the different services there that I offer, as well as the podcast I host. The most recent episodes are listed there under the media portion of the website. But let's just have a chat and see how we can work together, because there's so many different facets of what I do, and they're going to be determined on what you need. And so I love to have the conversation and make sure that it's a right-sized fit for you.
Well, that's awesome, Kat. You know, it wouldn't be complete, me and you not talking. So the chickens are good, but the llama's just giving some trouble, huh?
Yeah, we had one of our llamas pass away, and they are herd animals. They love to be together, and so we've got a lonely llama. So we're found her a new home where she can have other llamas.
All right, we'll put him on Bumble and make sure he can find somebody, and everything will be good. All right.
I'll send you some like Tinder profiles for my
There
llama.
we go. There we go.
Like,
We got
profiles.
it. Well, thanks a lot, Kat. We'll see you next time, all right? You have a great weekend. So
You too.
this is Michael Rager here on Biz Talk TV. Hey, we'll be back with more right after this.
Hey, Lily says AT&T's giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
The best bilingual news, business talk, and technology content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are watching NowMedia Television, the first bilingual media network in the United States.
Todos quieren boletos de avión baratos, pero ¿dónde los encuentras? Llamando a Vuelos y Más. Sus precios vienen directamente de las aerolíneas y son tan bajos que no los vas a encontrar publicados en ningún otro sitio. Nos especializamos en garantizarles los boletos de avión más baratos, con descuentos en habitaciones de hotel, alquiler de carros y grandes ofertas en paquetes para cualquier lugar del mundo. No importa su destino, podemos ayudarle.
Gracias, Vuelos y Más.
¿Qué espera? ¡Llame ya!
Hey, welcome back to Biz Talk TV. I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager, here on NowMedia Television Networks. And now we've got him, first time here, best-selling author, Ethan King. Ethan, how are you today?
Fantastic, Michael. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Man, thanks for coming on, man. You got some really important things going on, but I think today we really want to concentrate on your book. Tell us a little bit about the book. We can see it over there to your, it would be your right. We see it there, The Wealth Beyond Money. Tell us a little bit about, the book itself and why did you write it?
Well, look, we're all chasing something, right? And I've been an entrepreneur full-time for about 21 years now, and I'm involved with a lot of entrepreneur groups and peer groups, and I've seen a lot of people go down the road of depression because they're chasing revenue growth and chasing purely money and ignoring the other dimensions of their lives. And in the book, I talk about what I call the 6 dimensions of success, spirituality, intellect, money, your physical presence, your love and relationships, and entertainment, and how it's important for us to calibrate across those 6 areas. And don't get me wrong, money is super important. It's very, very important. And a good chunk of the book teaches you how to get more money and more profitability in your business, but not at the detriment of the other areas of your life.
So I saw one of the things you had a companion journal. How does a journal, if I'm reading the book, how does that journal help me get even more out of the book?
Yeah, it actually, the journal is it's a 30-day journal, and it actually gives you the step-by-step process. So you start off each day with a snapshot of where you are in those 6 dimensions. So, and it's no judgment about yourself, because a lot of times we can beat ourselves up if we feel like we're lacking in a certain area, but it's just an impartial snapshot of how you're feeling on a scale of 1 to 10 in your areas of your spirituality, your intellect, your money, your physical presence, your love and relationships, and your entertainment that day. And then the book gives you practical ways to improve each one of those areas.
Well, I think it's important, though, is we've got to be honest with ourselves as where we're starting the day on any journey we're going, because, I'm a business coach. That's what I do. And so in order for me to take somebody from here to there, we got to know where here is. And if we're lying about it and we're not honest with ourselves, we can't really get there, can we?
Right, exactly. Just like when you go to the doctor, the first thing the doctor needs to know, what are your symptoms? And they're going to examine you. You got to know where you're starting, and you got to be brutally honest. Otherwise, you're not going to help yourself. You're not going to improve. So take that snapshot and just be brutally honest with yourself so that you can get better. And the key is to be aware of the calibration across those 6 areas. If you think about it like the metaphor of an airplane, when you're on an airplane, the airplane's on autopilot like 90% of the time. The pilot really only has to kick in at takeoff and landing for the most part. And if you look out at the wings of that airplane, they're not just rigid. There are dozens of flaps, maybe hundreds of little tiny flaps that are constantly micro adjusting to get you to your destination safely. So instead of the traditional notions of life balance, or the other notions where you hear people say, oh, only focus on one thing until you're successful and ignore everything else. Well, I present a third notion, which is micro adjusting constant contextual calibration based on what's going on in your life across those 6 areas, so that in a way you can have it all and not have to really sacrifice anything with the traditional notions of life balance.
Well, it's interesting. I've been talking a lot about consistency and persistency. And you being an entrepreneur for 20 years, you've got to be consistent in what you do, but you also got to be persistent. How are those 2 words, how have they helped you get to from where you started to where you are now?
With consistency and persistence, those 2, you have to have both of them, right? And with an entrepreneurial journey of over 20 years, things are going to change. You're going to pivot. I mean, we're totally different from where we were when we first started. And never really thought that we'd be here, but we've had to adapt. Been through 2 recessions, been through COVID. So things you constantly have to adapt, but you have to have that consistent grind, that showing up every day. Consistency is what builds trust. Familiarity, your customers knowing that you're reliable. When it comes to our core values in our business, our first core value is promises. And it's all about reliability, that we show up each day like the sun rises each day. We can depend on the sun rising each day. Even if it's cloudy outside, the sun's still there. So one of our main core value is to be that dependable for our customer, so that no matter how our business may pivot, that consistency, that reliability is still there. And that is a big part of our brand promise and why people choose to do business with us over competitors. Now, when it comes to the persistence part of it, a lot of that, like sales, that's probably the main part, the main essence of when it comes to sales, is showing up over and over and over again, and just being there, having that mind share, because your customer may not need it, or your prospect may not need your services at that time, but it may be a year from now where, oh, I need that thing. And now you're the first person that comes to mind for whatever it is you offer, because you've consistently shown up and you've been persistent. So when the timing's right, you're there and you get the sale.
Yeah, it's one of the things I teach my clients is, it's the 12th time, the 12th touch is about when the buying process really starts. And 99% of the people that are searching for you on the internet, everything the internet's like so instantaneous. 99% of the people when they're looking for you on the internet have no intention of buying anything from you right now. And you got to stay top of mind. So, you're an entrepreneur, you're a speaker, you're a writer. How do you keep it all focused to get to what you want to be?
Yeah, a lot of times it can feel like I'm riding a unicycle and juggling fire at the same time. But the key is having good systems and having a great team in place, people and processes. I mean, I'm sure you teach your clients that, and we've heard it over and over again. And it hasn't been easy. It's not like it's happened overnight for me. It's a gradual thing that we've built up over the years in business. But one thing I would say to give your audience is I look at every process, because when we're small business owners, we take it all on our plate, right? We do everything in the business. So the first thing is to look at all of your processes that you do throughout the day. Take a log, take a time log, and be honest about how you're spending each 15-minute increment of the day. And then you take one of those processes and you decide, and you go through a process I call it eating it, E-A-T. You're either gonna eliminate it, because a lot of the things we do in our businesses, if we're brutally honest with ourselves, our business would be fine without it. We're doing it because we think that we need to do it, or we should do it, or somebody else is doing it. So first, can I eliminate it? Second, can I automate it? There's so many tools out there, especially now with the proliferation of AI and ChatGPT and all these automation tools. And then the third step is, if you can't eliminate it or automate it, can you train someone else to do it? And the reason I say train instead of delegate is because a lot of times we fall into the trap of delegating something to someone without properly training them. So the first mindset should be, how can I document this process in a step-by-step way so that I can train someone else to do it?
I think you were in my coaching session the other day. It's one of the most important things I see is, but when you do that, when you put together that each system, that allows you to be consistent, and it allows you to be persistent, because that's exactly where you are, and that's exactly why you are. So you're a busy guy, man. How do people get a hold of you? How do they find you? And how do they get you to speak? How do they buy your book? How do they do everything? How do they get the whole Ethan package?
Yeah, the easiest way to get in touch with me is to go to my website. It's just my name, ethanking.com. There you'll find my links to the book, you'll find me on all of the social media channels. Follow me, connect with me, whatever your channel is best for you. If you'd like to have me come out and speak, there's a link on my website to have me come out and speak. My current talk is really impactful. It's about AI in combination with digital marketing and storytelling, and how I've been able to have a presence on every social media channel every single day on 5 different brands, and I have one VA doing that. And it only takes about 15 minutes of my personal time every day when you put this system in place.
Well, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love what you're doing. You're bringing some great value to everybody. Hope to have you back so we can talk about Simple, and we can talk about some of your other businesses. You really are an entrepreneur. You're doing a lot of great things, and hope to get to know you a lot better. So thanks for coming on today.
All right. Thanks for having me, Michael. Look forward to talking to you again soon.
All right. I'm Michael Rager, your business guide here on Biz Talk TV. We're going to be back with more right after this.
The best bilingual news, business talk, and technology content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are watching NowMedia Television, the first bilingual media network in the United States.
República H, con Sofía García.
Una república que necesita saber cuál es el camino correcto. En República H te diremos qué pasa en cada rincón del país. ¿Qué pasa en tu estado? ¿Qué hace tu gobernador, presidente municipal o alcalde en materia de seguridad, salud, desarrollo, economía o servicios básicos para atender a su población? Tenemos desplegados más de 70 corresponsales en todo el país y más allá de las fronteras. República H, de lunes a viernes a las 8 de la noche por Heraldo Televisión.
Palitos y Bolitas es la catedral de la explicación. Este programa es la única parada que necesitas para entender los porqués y cómo de todo lo que pasa en México y el mundo. Lunes a viernes, 7 p.m. por Heraldo Televisión.
El tema está en los países.
Liderazgo y experiencia.
Nuestro país debe meterse en las grandes discusiones y en los grandes debates.
Son parte de una carrera exitosa.
Se juegan dos estados.
Él es referente en el periodismo.
No definen el 2024.
Javier Solórzano te espera cada noche para llevarte las noticias, el análisis y las entrevistas más importantes de lo que sucede día a día en el país.
Este es el referente de la noche.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again.
Hey, are you a small business owner that's struggling to double or triple your revenue and profits? My name is Michael Rager. I'm your business guide with Teach Your Business to Fish. Our success operating system will help you double or triple your profits every 2 to 3 years while actually maintaining some semblance of a home life. Call us at 713-201-5559 and we'll help you become a real success. Hey, what a great show today. I'm telling you, we talked about it. It was persistency and consistency all around. We heard it. We heard it from entrepreneurs. We heard it from people that started new businesses. It's been all about that. And those are two things you got to take into your business. You got to be persistent. You got to be consistent. That way you're going to grow a great team. If you're looking for some more training during the week, come visit us next Wednesday. We're going to be doing whiteboards and whiskey. I'm telling you, it's a great event. We're going to get together. We're going to drink a little whiskey. We're going to get business owners sitting down and actually talking about how to solve the #1 challenge that's going on in their business today. We've been doing this for 22 months straight. We know we go ahead and we bring some great results. You're going to meet great people. You're going to have some great food. And we're going to have, of course, some great whiskey. That's what it's all about. So make sure you come join us there. Make sure you come back next week so you get some more from Biz Talk and all of our contributors. Everybody's been great. I want to put real props out to my friend Rachel. She's been bringing us some guests that just really, really rock it. So I'm Michael Rager, your business guide. We'll see you next time here on Biz Talk TV on NowMedia Television.
This has been a NowMedia Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved. The best bilingual news, business talk, and technology content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are watching NowMedia Television, the first bilingual media network in the United States.
My name is Andrew Glisson. Over the past 4 years, I've built a portfolio of over 200 single-family rental properties that generate over $200,000 a month in income. I've put together a 6-step formula to help you consistently acquire rental properties that cash flow $250,000 or more a month and have $30,000 or more of equity built into them. This includes starting right, becoming bankable, buying right, renovating right, exit strategies, property management, and many more modules. Best of all, if you're not totally blown away by the content, we offer a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. If you're ready to build generational wealth for you and your family, look me up at sfruniversity.com.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Are you a business owner feeling overwhelmed or burnt out with no energy left for what's most important to you? In order to effectively run your business and maximize your profits, you have got to be the best possible you that you can be. Now is the time to reclaim your energy, master your schedule, and maximize your profits so you can effectively run your business rather than it running you. It's time to become the CEO of your business and life. I'm Jen Godet, a business strategist and life coach. I work with overwhelmed business owners who feel stuck in a rut and depleted. I teach you how to stop doing the things that aren't making you money and start prioritizing the things that bring you energy.
En vivo desde Houston, la ciudad espacial. Esto es NowMedia Televisión.
Radio, periódico y plataforma digital. Heraldo Media Group.